Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. For today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how you can prepare to receive your manifestations. And to do this reading, I have 5 piles. I'm going to add the crystals and I'll be right back. And here I've added the crystals. For pile 1, we have this blue lace agate. For pile 2, we have this tiger's eye. For pile 3, we have this citrine chunk. And for pile 4, we have this aquamarine. And then for pile 5, we have this green tourmaline. Pick whichever pile number and or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. I also wanted to mention that right before I started this reading and as I was pulling the oracle cards and setting everything up, I saw so many angel numbers. I saw 333, 22, and 77. I just felt like that was a huge sign that this reading needs to go up soon. So yeah, maybe some of you are seeing those numbers frequently. I know I've been seeing a few of those in the other readings. Anyways, timestamps will be listed down below, along with the decks that I use. That's always listed in the description box. And if you wanted to connect with me further, you can stay tuned or you can just skip ahead to your piles. Hello to all of you who want to connect deeper. So recently I read a comment on a chakra video that I usually watch, and it was talking about how they felt a blockage in their third eye chakra, and they were so frustrated because they kept feeling this blockage and they were trying to clear it out, but it wasn't working. And then they decided to take another approach and look at their other chakras, and they were led to looking at their throat chakra and realized that there was actually a blockage there that was then leading to their third eye feeling blocked. So it got me thinking, what if there are any blockages that you've been experiencing in your life or in your energy centers, and you've been trying to work on those blockages, but you haven't really been getting results? What if you took a step back? Maybe there's another area that is actually trying to be highlighted that could help you then clear the blockage here, because it may be not, that blockage might not be singular to this one area. It might be stemming from another area. And I was curious to know if there are any blockages in your life or in your energy centers that you've been experiencing. What are some things that you do to help yourself clear those things or clear those blockages? Or what are some other areas in your life that you could maybe explore that might be connected to this blockage? And through that exploration, it might help you to clear out the blockages that you've been experiencing. For me specifically, I struggled to ground, and until I started to work on my solar plexus, sacral, and heart chakra, my grounding exercises weren't really fruitful. It didn't matter how many grounding exercises I did until I started working on those. And then I realized that the pathways to my root, the path to grounding, was blocked by the baggages that I was carrying in those other centers. So I really thought this comment, I felt this comment very personally because of what I had experienced. Now let's get into these readings. Hello pile 1, how are you doing? You've chosen this blue lace agate crystal, and I'm going to keep it right here. If you have any reading suggestions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to try and film those readings for you guys. So now let's get into your reading. Here we have your oracle cards first before we take your tarot. We have angels and spirit guides, starfish, Buddhi, and Krishna. Okay, now let's pull your tarot cards before we get into all this. But there was a message that I was getting for you of honoring your unique way of doing things. So part of the process of preparing to receive your manifestation is coming to honor how you do things, honor your unique way of doing things, your unique vision on life, your unique lens and perspective. and no longer comparing yourself to another person or comparing your way of doing things or your methods to others, but just seeing how does it work for you. I think rather than comparing to others, Spirit is saying that see how it works for you. So compare different methods to see which one works best for you, rather than focusing on what works best for another, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. Spirit, how can pile 1 prepare to receive their manifestation? How can pile 1 prepare to receive their manifestations? This specifically came reverse, so I'm going to keep it like that. That's the 2 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. The first thing that I'm getting with this is, for some of you, there's a need to explore imbalances in relationships. Explore where you may be over-giving to relationships or not allowing yourself to receive. That's the other thing. Like, in order to prepare to receive your manifestations, I feel like for you, part of it is opening up to receiving, opening up to receiving from the people around you, opening up to balancing out relationships. So, for example, if you are a giver, then this would look like stepping into the role of receiving. Whereas if you're more comfortable receiving, this would look like stepping into the role of giving. See which one is for you, but I do feel like that message is coming through with these two cards. How can pile 1 prepare to receive their manifestation? That was 10 of Swords. I just want one more. Thank you. And then we have the Page of Cups at the bottom. Pile 1, I'm getting 2 slightly different things here, and they might be related, but just take what applies to your situation. The first thing that I'm getting, and as soon as I tapped in, I was noticing that my throat chakra seemed blocked, and it's like increasing as I move through this. So I feel like, especially with the 2 of Cups here, there seems to be a specific relationship that you have that there's like an imbalance between the 2 of you, and there needs to be like a communication. Maybe you have a lot to say to this person, or you have a lot on your mind, or you've been thinking a lot about this person, but you could either be not with them or like separated from them. This could be a relationship from the past, take what applies to your situation, or you just may not be openly communicating with them. Either way, I feel like there needs to be, like, the channel of communication needs to open up if that's possible. And if not, then there's a lot of your thoughts need to be released about this person. So if you can't actually talk to them, although I do feel like your guides are, for many of you, encouraging you to open up that channel of communication. For others of you, if that isn't possible for whatever reason, or you don't want to, you have that option, right? If that's the case, then maybe there's a letter that you can write them, or something that, like, even if you don't send it to them, it's just like to get all your thoughts out, all of the things that you want to say to this person out on paper. And this could be multiple people, that maybe there's multiple relationships in your life that you feel like you need to get your thoughts out from, or clear the air with, or whatever. And on your end, that may look like initiating a conversation, or writing a letter, or writing your thoughts out, even if you don't like actually send that because I'm hearing like there's a need to free yourself. There's like the expression let the cat out of the bag is coming out or coming up, and I feel like that's referring to this communication that needs to be had. It's been weighing on your mind for a while and it's ready to be released. Like you're ready to open that communication channel, either open that channel back up, open it up, or at least on your end just get the thoughts out of your head and write out whatever it is that you want to communicate to this person. Either way, I feel like even if like it's not a specific relationship or a specific set of people, there's this need to start to openly communicate more, to open your communication channel up. And even if there are things that you cannot necessarily say to somebody to their face, getting those thoughts out onto paper and out of you is really important. That will help you to prepare to receive your manifestation. It's starting to open communication channels up, starting to express the thoughts that are in your mind, starting to be more communicative in relationships, and also exploring any imbalances that you may have experienced in relationships, any cycles and patterns that you may be noticing in relationships, whether that's like romantic or otherwise, exploring that, like family, even with yourself, starting to explore the imbalances that you may have been feeling, and having in relationships those cycles is going to be really important to helping you to prepare to receive your manifestation. And again, I keep wanting to talk about that specific relationship or specific relationships where there's a lot on your mind about. Like, you'll know if this applies to you because this is something that's been frequently going on in your mind and you have a lot of thoughts regarding this person or these sets of people. And it's time to close the gap is what I'm hearing. Like your spirit guides, and which makes sense because we have the spirit guide card here. Your spirit guides are really encouraging you to open up that communication channel, or again, like all the things that we said, like to close the gap. Because this Five of Pentacles is giving me the feeling that there's like, you're feeling a bit left out in the cold, or that there's a need to explore that. So now if none of this relationship stuff specifically applies to you, I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, it's being open to receiving support and giving support. Being open, like realizing that you don't have to do everything alone and that you aren't alone. You have people that can support you. You have sources of support. It's about starting to open yourself up to seeing it and no longer seeing yourself as isolated. Hello, Pile 1. So as you can see, I had to change your candle out. A few things happened. One, your candle went out, so I went and switched it. But also in the meanwhile, right before it went out, I felt like I needed to like pause for a second and just take a step back. And as I was doing that, the candle went out, so I changed that out. And I also happened to see 111 and 333, and then right now when I just was about to start this again, I saw 66. So I was like, what is going on here? And one of the messages that was coming through to me is that your guides, your spirit guides, your intuition has been trying to reach you, has been trying to communicate with you and connect with you, but there seems to be maybe a bit of a struggle in either understanding what the messages that you're receiving mean, or the symbols and stuff that you might be seeing mean, or there's a struggle in being able to tell the difference between what is your intuitive guidance and messages from spirit and your spirit guides versus what is just like passing thoughts. And I felt like part of preparing to receive your manifestation for you will look like going within, tuning into your inner world, and asking yourself where you're feeling unsupported, asking yourself where you're feeling imbalanced in your relationships, and maybe even in your relationship to yourself. Basically, what I'm getting is it's important to look at the lack in your life and free yourself from it. If you never explore it it will just stay hidden under the surface, and it will continue to cause you more stress and issues. Whereas if you could take the time to explore it, explore these feelings of maybe isolation was the word that was coming through to me, but this feeling of lack or unsupported feeling, or not feeling reciprocated or seen or understood, whatever that is for you, or not feeling like loved the way that you need to. I think exploring all of those things is going to help you prepare to receive your manifestation. I feel like that's going to put you into the receiving energy. I feel like once you explore it, understand it, and release it, it's really going to help to put you in this receiving energy. And I was also getting a message with the candle going out that sometimes no matter how much wax is left, we just have to let the candle die. Like, there's really not much you can do about it. That wick is going to burn away, and it's okay. So I think that's also part of it, is like, if you've been holding on to anything out of fear of not having something else come in, or out of fear of the lack that letting go of this thing would bring, I think addressing that is going to be really beneficial. And I'm also hearing that it's okay to open up and play and have fun as well. So while you are being encouraged to go within and to address these imbalances and these feelings of lack and these emotions and feelings that have been creeping like under the surface, while you're being encouraged to do that, Spirit is also saying don't forget to have fun and play as well, because that playful energy is going to help you to move through these explorations in a way that like weighs on you less, in a way that isn't so heavy. And through that playful energy, you'll open yourself up to this receiving. So even if you don't perfectly address all of the issues, like even if there's still things lingering that you're addressing, your energy will open up more through this playfulness and through this exploration of life. But I'm hearing it like it's a conscious playfulness. Like, it's like, the reason I'm saying that is because of this starfish and Krishna. Krishna is usually associated with our consciousness, and this starfish is giving me the feeling of like steady, slow but steady action. Spirit is saying to spend that time consciously, like consciously making the decision to have fun, consciously making the decision to release yourself from your worries and just let loose and have fun. And in that way, you maintain a certain level of awareness to your actions, so you don't feel like you're just wasting time or like none of that. Like, no, this is a conscious effort or a conscious decision to let go and have fun, to let my guards down or to let loose or to just enjoy myself. It's a conscious decision, not one that I'm being forced to make. And because it's a conscious decision, I don't have to feel bad about it. And then the other thing with this starfish is like something lost can always be recovered again. Maybe not that exact thing, but something better will take its place, or something else will take its place. So if you have this fear of losing something and that is why you're holding on, so for example, if you're in a relationship that isn't reciprocal, isn't good for you, isn't aligned for you, it's not what you actually want, and you've been manifesting, maybe you're trying to manifest that this person will, step into the role that you want them to be, but they aren't. Obviously this is again just an example, but Spirit is saying is in that case, you need to let go. Like, there's something you need to let go of here. And through that letting go of process, you'll find that you didn't need to fear that letting go in the first place. Through that letting go process, you'll actually open yourself up to receiving. For some of you, it's this letting go of the fear that if you do let go, nothing else is going to happen, or nothing else is going to take its place, nothing better is going to come its way, or that the thing that you want to manifest won't happen if you let go of control, or something along those lines. That fear is building more and more resistance. So I think working on that, addressing that, is going to be really helpful. And like I said, going back to that example of like the not aligned relationship, you could be fearing that if you let this person go, somebody better won't come in, or that you might be alone or something along those lines. And with starfish here, I feel like that space will be filled up again. But it is important in the meanwhile to let go and allow that space to be created. I definitely feel like there's a need to create space by letting go. And whether that's like actually letting go of a specific thing, person, or attachment, or it's letting go of an idea, or maybe a bit of both, or like an emotional thing or something like that, it will all depend on your situation. Because I'm hearing like something new can't really enter your life if there's no space for it. Space needs to be created for it. And if the thing that isn't working, isn't aligned with you anymore, is still occupying that space, then the new thing isn't going to be able to enter. So it's important for you right now to let go of that old thing, the thing that isn't aligned, whether that's like emotional baggages, weights, a feeling of lack, or a mindset of lack. Because also with this 5 of Pentacles, it's giving me the feeling that you do have support around you. You do have the support that you're seeking around you. It may just be a perspective shift that could be helpful to see it. So catch yourself when you start to, like, this is why it's important to address these things and explore them, so that you can start to catch it. You can start to become aware of it when it comes up in your conscious like mind. When it is brought to your attention, you can bring awareness to and address it then. But I think addressing those things and starting to like provide proof almost in a way of counteracting that. So like an example of this could be, let's say you feel like maybe if you don't have the friends, you have online communities that can be supportive for you. Maybe if you don't have family nearby, you can move to be near family. Or if that's not possible, maybe you can use just like their support through other means. Maybe they can support you in other ways. I don't know exactly what that would look like, but and that's just an example. But like, I think if you can start to counter these beliefs and counter these lack-based mindsets, it will help you let go of this thing, so you're able to create that space. And I think it'll free up your energy too, so you can have a little bit more fun and play. And it may also be helpful not to look at, because this was also the first message that I was getting of doing things your own unique way and not looking to other people. I think it would also be beneficial not to compare yourself, because with the 2 of Cups here being reversed, I do feel like there may be a tendency to compare yourself to others, or which again is very normal. Like, we tend to, as humans, compare ourselves to other people. It just happens. But I do feel like if you can shift yourself away from that, when you notice yourself comparing yourself to others, I think shifting yourself out of that could help you, because I think the comparison to other people isn't necessarily an accurate one, because again, we don't know what's going on below the surface for other people. We just see their highlight reel, and maybe a little bit below that, but not like deep within them. We're not really there with them 24/7. They're not sharing the deepest part of themselves with us, right? So for most cases, so comparing ourselves to another person can often create more feelings of lack. So maybe if you need to take a break from social media, or you need to take a break from just seeing other people's lives, or seeing what other people are doing, that could also help you as well to prepare to receive this manifestation. Because the thing is that if you're here and you're on this video, then your manifestation's already on its way to you. For you, it's simply a matter of creating that space by letting go of what no longer is serving you, what is creating more lack, and letting go of what is stemming from a lack mindset, letting go of that thing that you're holding on to simply out of a fear of lack or out of a fear of that space, and getting comfortable with that space being created. So the example too that's coming to me is like with this Queen of Cups, her cup had to at one point been empty for her to then fill it with what she wanted. So it's okay to have an empty cup from time to time, because that's just an opportunity to fill it with what you want. I think as you get comfortable with a feeling of space and a little bit of emptiness, it will actually help you open yourself to receiving this manifestation, so this manifestation then can fill that space up. Again, like I said, if that space is already filled with something, it's going to be hard for this manifestation to also enter. There's just no space for it. There's no room. And if you've already felt like you've done that, you've created that space, or that's something that you're doing right now, then this is just your confirmation that you're on the right track and you're on the right path. I would say that just hold on to that. Allow for that discomfort to take place. Don't feel the need to rush in and fill that space. Allow it to just be empty for a while. So let's get your last. Oh, and then I was also hearing that connecting to your, because we have this angel and spirit guides card here, I really feel like it's important for you to connect to your spirit guides. It seems like they've been coming through and they're trying to contact you, and maybe, again, like I said in the beginning, you may not be understanding fully the signs and symbols that you're receiving. Maybe you're also getting some dreams right now that it would be really important for you to like write down and pay attention to. But your spirit guides are trying to come through to connect with you and to give you messages. And I feel like maybe there's just a bit of baggage, whether that's like other stressors and pains from your past that are kind of occupying your mind and aren't allowing you to sit down, relax, and be open enough to receive the messages that are coming through. So that's also coming through here. Let's see. Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 1? That flipped over. I freaking love this. We have the Diamond card, and that is another 2. And this Angel and Spirit Guides is a 2 as well. And then you have the 2 of Cups here. So the energy of 2 of reciprocity, of balance, is coming through strongly here. Anyways, with this diamond, like diamonds are created under a whole lot of pressure. It takes a lot of pressure, and the more pressure a diamond goes through, the better and the more like sought after it is, the more precious it becomes, the more valuable it becomes. And that's not to say that you need to go through a period of like just horrible pressure and just experiencing the worst type of thing. That's not, I don't believe that to be true either. But I do feel like this card is coming through with the message of the pressures that you've been feeling are there to give you insight and more clarity. Like the more pressure a diamond goes through, the increase in its clarity. And I feel like in your case, that pressure is there to show you with clarity what's going on internally. I think it's about honoring that pressure and leaning into it, asking yourself, what is this pressure trying to show you? Questioning it rather than like trying to push it away or cover it up or do any of those things. Question it, explore it. I think the exploration of that pressure and of that stress and tension is going to give you more answers and help you to receive your manifestation or open yourself up to receive it far more quickly and more smoothly than covering it up and trying like just positive affirmations or positive thinking. Like I don't know if in your case, I don't think that's gonna be like, while that is helpful, and of course I don't think you should just entirely like throw that out the window. No, I think those things are really helpful and beneficial. I feel like in your case, underneath all of that, under the surface, there's this need to address the tensions and pressures that have been building up, and the stresses and questions that you have. And by addressing them, you'll gain more clarity rather than trying to cover it up. And the other thing I'm getting with this is try not to put so much pressure on yourself to show up in this perfect manner. Like, you're already beautiful and perfect exactly as you are. You don't need to put so much pressure on yourself to show up in this one manner. And like, I think this is also about starting to see your own worth. Like, you are a diamond. Whatever experiences you have gone through have made you to be like this diamond. You are beautiful. People prize you and value you. You already have inherent value. You don't need to do anything more or try to be different. Like, I think it's about accepting who you are and leaning into that without trying to like put this unnecessary amount of pressure on yourself to perform a certain way or to be perfect in order to be loved or cared for or receive good things. So pile 1, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. It's in the linked in the description box. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello, pile 2. How are you doing? You've chosen this tiger's eye crystal, and I'm going to keep it right here. And before we get into your reading, I would love to know if you are experiencing any blockages in your energy or in your life, in your energy centers or in your life. What are some things that help you to release those blockages or that help you to move through those blockages? And if you want to hear my answer, and also, well, actually, I don't really have too much of an answer to this question in specific, but you could just check out the intro if you wanted to connect more. And yeah, anyways, getting into your reading, I got a whole lot, like a whole lot of messages that came through. First of all, I just want to show you something. Like, for those of you who have been drawn to this deck in the last several readings, it didn't happen. I want to say it didn't happen in the last one, but I'm not 100% sure now. But this full card in specific has been following this deck around for the last several months. Every time I use this deck in a collective reading, or in like any reading actually, now that I think about it, it's been coming out at least once. Like when I cut the deck, I'll cut it and I won't usually look, because when I just split it to do it, I just do that. So I'm not really looking at it, but something inside me will just be like, look at it. And I look and it's the Fool card, and I just don't know what to say. But I was getting a message for this, so because I had to like sit with this. I thought last time I did, but maybe there's more than one message that needs to come through with this. How many of you have been seeing the Fool card in other readings or in other decks? Like, I'm just so curious why it keeps coming up. And I wonder if some of you have been repeatedly seeing that, and maybe that's why, like, your energy is super powerful, or this energy that this new beginning that you're manifesting is really powerful. I wonder if some of you have been feeling that strongly, of like a new beginning is around the corner for you. But I was getting the message that it's time to lessen the burdens and weight, and you're ready to approach something with a fresh set of eyes, from a fresh perspective, without any preconceived notions. And like, doing this will help you remove any blocks that may have been in your life. It's kind of interesting that I was asking about the blocks that may have been preventing you from moving forward or receiving the things that you wanted to. I feel like approaching something like a beginner, or with a beginner's mindset and attitude, will be really beneficial, and I feel like it's going to remove like all the fluff. And so like the image that I was getting was a smoke screen being dissolved and your eyes opening with more clarity and freshness. Like, you can finally see what's hidden behind that smoke screen. And maybe because it was a struggled to see what was going on behind that smoke screen, or you couldn't really see, like things were hazy, I feel like the approaching it with the fresh set of eyes, that like beginner's mindset will help to remove that smoke. It'll clear it up for you. And the other thing that came up, like not to do with this card, but while I was pulling your oracle cards, it got super dark all of a sudden and quiet, and I was hearing like you are the light in dark places. So like that's you are the light. Yeah, so now let's take a look at your oracle cards, and then I'll pull your tarot cards. We have Radha. Oh, and then I wanted to say, because in pile 1 we got Krishna and now we're getting Radha. If some of you have been in like a counterpart relationship, and maybe, or like you've been seeking a counterpart or like something along those lines, I feel like maybe you could check out pile 1 to gain an understanding, like, because Krishna is like the divine masculine and Radha is like the divine feminine. So possibly for some of you, if you feel like you're in a counterpart journey, or like you're in one, but there's a bit of tension or haziness between the two of you, maybe seeing pile 1 could clear up where they're at or where you're at, depending on, you know, which energy you feel most drawn to, regardless of gender. But anyways, let's see. We then have reflection with Rhodonite and the fire ant, and now I'm gonna pull your tarot card. Wow, that is so interesting, because you have 22 here, and the whole thing with pile 1, they had several 2s come out as well. In fact, their card, this main card, was number 2. So I do wonder if you and pile 2 are somehow linked. Maybe like, again, that message, this might not be for all of you, but for some of you there does seem to be a strong link between you and pile 1. And if you have felt like you're on a counterpart journey, or like there's something like that, or like a twin flame or soulmate or something along those lines that you've been working through, and maybe for some of you that's something you're manifesting, if you watched pile 1, it might give you insight into your counterpart's situation. And if you felt called to both, maybe it'll give you more insight into what's going on. Either way, I feel like it'll just increase your understanding maybe. But let's get into this. Spirit, how can pile 1 prepare to receive? I just called you pile 1. Oh yeah, and then you're also pile 2, and then you have 2. So the number 2 could also be significant. Repeating 2s. You might see a lot of repeating 2s when your manifestation is like around the corner, and maybe that's a good indicator to you that you are opening up to receiving it. So Spirit, how can pile 2 prepare to receive their manifestations? How can pile 2 prepare to receive their manifestations? How do you want this to fall? Okay. How can pile 2 prepare to receive their manifestations? I also want to say your cards are coming out a bit quicker than pile 1, like, or just a bit easier. Can I get one more card to see how pile 2 can prepare to receive their manifestations? Thank you. Wow, and now you have 3 7s coming up. And I was saying in the beginning, when I first started, and we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom, which is beautiful because the Ace of Pentacles talks about a new beginning, especially materially. So like for some of you, this could be like a fresh new opportunity financially, a new financial endeavor, maybe a new job, or even like a reset in your current job, or like a feeling of, reset. Kind of like what I was getting with the Fool earlier. But in the beginning, when I was preparing for this entire reading, I saw so many angel numbers. I saw 333, 22, which is so interesting that's coming up right now, and 77. And you have 22 and 777 here. This is just wild to me, like you have so many sevens. Okay, and 7 is a very divine number. At least for me, my understanding of 7 is like it's extremely spiritually connected. It's like, also I relate it to like the 7 main chakras. So anyways, if you wanted to look up the spiritual significance of 7, I feel like you should, because I think there might be a message there for you, or it might spark something inside of you. But I'm also now just noticing a few things. First, again, not to keep going back to pile 1, but I do feel like there's a really strong connection there for some of you. There's just some mirroring. And if you did want to see, possibly for some of you, pile 1 is like your masculine energy, and this pile 2 is like your feminine energy. And maybe it would be helpful to see both. Pile 1 also had a reversed card in this first position, and then the next 3 cards were upright, and you have the same thing here, a reverse card in this position and the next 3 are upright. And I think for you, this might be stemming from a bit of impatience with your manifestation, feeling like it's not coming in as fast as you'd like, or that you've been waiting for a while and it's not happening, and you've been asked to be patient and you've been patient and you're still not seeing the results that you want, or you're not seeing the outcome that you want, and you're wondering if you need to change course, or if you need to maybe it's not meant for you, or like I feel like there's a lot of questions and doubts that you have lingering that maybe need to be addressed, and that maybe need to be explored, because I think they might give you some valuable insight. But there is this message that just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, and that doesn't mean that it's not for you. There may be other things at play that you don't see yet, that you can't see. Like we said, there's that feeling of being clouded. So it's hard to see just yet exactly what is unfolding behind the curtains or behind that smoke screen, but there is a whole lot of things unfolding. It's just that you can't exactly see it yet. And I know that can be frustrating to hear, because it's like, well, I've been patient, I've been doing what I needed to do, and I'm still not seeing the results. And I feel for you, because that's just not an easy situation to be in. But I think how you can prepare to receive this manifestation, it's addressing any frustrations that you've been feeling or dealing with, whether they're with this manifestation or with something else. I think there's some lingering frustrations, but I think that's less about, like, I feel like addressing these frustrations is less about bringing the manifestation in, and more about nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. Because what I was hearing with Radha and then the 7 of Pentacles being reversed is to nurture yourself and take care of yourself. And I think part of that is addressing the frustrations that you've been feeling, the frustrations that you're dealing with. And then I also wanted to say that it's interesting how you have a Pentacle card here, Sword, Wand, and Cups. You have all of the suites here for you. And then the interesting thing is, besides this swords, all of the other 3 suites are 7s. So I feel like if you not that I like to look at it in terms of that, like timelines and things like that, but like the 7th, number 7 could be really important in terms of a time for you. Maybe it's like July, because that is the 7th month, or maybe whenever you're watching this, 7 weeks or 7 months or like something like that could be significant to this situation, to this manifestation unfolding for you. Like timing is also coming through here. Not that I want to set a specific time or anything like that, because you guys could be asking about literally anything that you're looking to manifest. So just take what applies to your situation. This could also be like 2 to 7 months or something along those lines. But I do feel like for many of you, you may be worrying about your manifestation not coming in, even though it's actually like in the process of happening like right now. It seems like, depending on what it is that you're looking at, it seems like it's actually unfolding or unraveling even right now, even if you can't fully see it yet. There seems to be like a speed to it or an urgency to it or something like that. Like it's not so far in the distant future as you may think or you may be afraid that it is. I'm hearing with the 7 of Pentacles, have you taken all of the actions that you need to or could have taken for this manifestation? For example, if it is something to deal with romance, have you taken all the steps that it is in your power to take? If it's to deal with career, have you taken all the actions that it's in your power to take? Like whatever it deals with, have you done your part truly? Have you taken care of all of your actions? Because if that's the case, then you can rest assured knowing that, yep, patience is required, but things are moving along. But if you haven't, and maybe that's something to reflect on, is there something that's still lingering that's been under the surface that you've been questioning whether you should do or you shouldn't do? I feel like there may be, for some of you, still some actions that need to be taken. Because with this 7 of Wands here, it almost feels like to me putting yourself on the hot seat. Like really putting yourself in that position of examining if you've done all that you could. And I do want to mention that like putting yourself on the hot seat isn't from a place of like telling yourself whether you're doing something right or wrong, but rather asking yourself how things are going in your inner world. I just want to make that clear. Like to put yourself on the hot seat is just to understand how your inner world is doing, not to tell yourself things, like not to tear yourself down by telling yourself, oh, you're not doing this, or you're like, it's not like that. I think sometimes putting yourself on the hot seat, maybe because of like, you know, society and all of that, the image of that can come through as something like harsh, but this is to understand yourself deeper, to understand your inner world, and to build a connection there. Like that's not a very comfortable position to be in. That's not very enjoyable, but sometimes in order to like reflect and in order to gain a deeper understanding of whether or not we've taken all the steps that we need to, I feel like asking yourself those tough questions, examining that, and seeing the role that you play in bringing your manifestation in, all of these things can help to prepare you to receive it. And for some of you, this might even look like reflecting on what your feminine energy needs to feel alive, to feel sensual, to feel seen and heard. I think that could also be something that will help you to receive this manifestation. Maybe like some of you need movement, dance, or play, or some of you need creative outlets. Asking yourself that and exploring that could also be beneficial. Like for you, it just feels like you just need to ask yourself some questions. In order to prepare yourself to receive this manifestation, it's just about putting yourself on that like hot seat, like I said, and asking yourself questions and answering them truthfully and honestly. And I think that's going to give you a lot of clarity. And even if you have done all that you need to do, I would say still do that and let your inner voice answer, like, yeah, I have done it. And in which case, you don't need to do anything else. Just continue to take the actions that, like, for example, if this is career, it's like continue to take whatever actions you need to take, but you don't need to do anything else if you've already done your part. But I think the biggest thing here is to not be afraid, because I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that this is to help you get over the fear of reflecting and asking yourself deeper and harsher questions, or not, maybe not harsher, but like deeper, more revealing questions. I feel like this is about getting over that so that you are more comfortable with asking yourself tough questions and being honest with yourself. And that's all that I feel like is really required of you here, is to do that and to be honest with yourself. Because I think through that you'll build a much stronger connection to yourself, and it will only help you to develop more faith and trust and strengthen your relationship to your inner world, to your inner voice. And through that strengthening, you'll know and be able to easily trust what insight and messages are your inner voice versus what isn't. You'll be able to know, like, with far more clarity and far more ease, what direction you need to move in order to manifest things, like later on too, like other things that you want to manifest. Through doing this process of putting yourself in that hot seat and asking yourself these questions and allowing the answer to come through, and developing that and strengthening that connection to your inner world, it's really going to help you later on with other things that you manifest, because then you'll be able to know exactly which path to take. It'll just be so much more clear. Things will be far more clear, and you'll have less guessing to do. You'll have less of this feeling of like, I don't really know what path to take. And even if that comes up, you'll have the trust, you'll have built and developed that trust with yourself that even if I don't know now, that path will unfold. So let me just sit back and ask myself these questions, and I know that the answers that are coming through will be the right answers for me. So it's really about building trust with yourself and building that connection with yourself, deepening that connection so you don't have to keep living behind a smokescreen, or so you don't have to keep guessing. So you don't have to keep wondering and worrying, and it's like you just know. Once you set that intention, you just know it's going to do its thing. And you simply need to take care of your part. I think that's what you're, like, Spirit just keeps emphasizing. That's what you're meant to be learning here, is how to take care of your end of things, how to do your part and leave the rest. And I also feel like through this, you may notice some patterns come up, and like putting yourself on this hot seat is going to allow you to notice the cycles and patterns that you may have been falling into. And I think that will also help you develop a deeper connection with yourself. I just feel like there's still a few more messages that want to come through, and Spirit is saying that this process will really help you to build more confidence with yourself, and it will help you feel less afraid about looking into and diving into like any frustrations or messiness that may be occurring in your life. It will give you the strength and courage to explore those things and not be afraid to ask yourself like deeper questions. And also it will give you the strength and courage that you need to be able to reflect on your actions and whether they're in alignment with your values and the things that you're trying to call in, or whether, like, it will help you gain a deeper connection to your mind and relationship with your mind. So any limiting belief, any thoughts that might like spiral you previously, through this process, I think you'll learn to like your mind will learn to trust yourself more. So even if a thought like that comes through, your mind won't attach itself to that thought, and it'll be easier to let go of those things, especially because of this Knight of Swords here. I feel like you won't be fighting your mind, rather your mind will be working with you. It'll boost your confidence because that confidence is coming from a wholesome place, a true connection with yourself, rather than like a surface level confidence. This is like a deep, true confidence. And I think it'll give you so much more clarity on the actions that you need to take so you can take those actions swiftly, and or at least in your own pace. Like, you'll be able to do that. You're not going to be as confused anymore on what actions do I need to take. Like, I want to manifest this, well, now what actions do I need to take? That confusion seems to be removed as you ask yourself these deeper questions and put yourself on that hot seat. Because what I'm keep hearing is that putting yourself on the hot seat isn't to put yourself down. It's not to tear yourself apart, but it's to hear your inner voice and really connect with yourself and shed light to all of you, the shadows and the light attributes. It's to shed light on all of you. It's to shed light on your inner voice and your inner world. So even if it's uncomfortable, it's not to tear you down. It's not to say that you're to put you in a bad light or anything like that. It's only to develop a stronger connection. But I want to be clear, this is putting yourself on a hot seat with compassion, with understanding, and with love for yourself. Because also the rhodonite on here is giving me the feeling like this is about putting yourself on a hot seat from your heart space. So still being understanding, loving, compassionate, and open with yourself, not being harsh or critical. This putting yourself on the hot seat isn't to be harsh or critical on yourself. It's to be understanding of yourself, to gain a deeper understanding. I hope that makes sense. It's approaching it from that place of nurturing. Like we were saying earlier, it's to nurture yourself. It's not approaching it from the place of tearing yourself down. So I wanted to make sure that was clearly stated too, because I wouldn't want you to feel like you should be tearing yourself down in order to put yourself on the hot seat. That's not the case here, and that's not what Spirit is saying. All right, now let's see what last message Spirit has for you. Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 2 on how they can prepare to receive their manifestation? We have lapis lazuli. For some of you, maybe there's a need to connect to your intuition, but through your feminine energy, through your body, through movement. And for others of you, there might be a need to communicate something. Maybe there's been this frustration. Addressing that frustration will reveal to you that there's a conversation or something that needs to be had with another person. This could even be with yourself too, but with another person, maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. And I think that as you explore the frustrations that you've been experiencing or anything that's been lingering under the surface, and like we said, as you do all the things that we said, mentioned, I think it'll open up more understanding of this conversation or this communication, and it'll give you more clarity in that. Spiritual truth, enlightenment, meditation on unity, consciousness, inner vision. What you seek is here. If you push aside the distractions and fears created by your ego and become silent, tune in, and phone home to the conscious universe, the source of all love, strength, and wisdom, the law of non-locality ensures that you can gain whatever you need that is hidden from you when your mind is in a non-ordinary state of thinking and perceiving. You can achieve this through the practice of meditation and prayer. Reconnect with the conscious universe now. That's the message of this crystal. Oh, and something that this is bringing to my attention is that if you can get into a meditative state, maybe you need to put some meditation music on or a sound bath or something like that that helps you get into a meditative state, specifically connecting you to your what is that called? Your manifestation. Whatever that is that you're trying to manifest, try to find a sound bath or a thing that you can play, a music or something that you can play that's somewhat related to that. So for example, if you're, just because this keeps coming up in this pile, if you are trying to manifest a relationship, a romantic relationship, putting on a sound bath that deals with that, or putting on affirmations or something like that, that will help you get into a meditative state that you can feel connected to this thing that you want to manifest. I think that might help you. In the meanwhile, it will kind of help you feel the presence of it in your life, even if it's not physically there yet. Like, I think it will help you, feel the presence of it. And I feel like that's important for you. Lapis Lazuli Spirit also brings a reminder that your mind is a microcosm of universal consciousness. You always have access to the conscious universe through the channel of your authentic self. Enlightenment comes when you go within and open to the light that is all around you and within you. Epiphanies abound once you quiet your chattering mind and tune into the higher mind, where ideas beyond your current grasp flow easily, ready for you to access them. If you wanted to read the relationship message, you can pause it, and maybe the prosperity message. Meditation with this stone allows us to connect with the sovereign within. It allows access to that part of us that knows and is willing to share knowledge and guide us, not to what we want, but instead to what we need. So pile 2, I love how that perfectly wrapped up your reading. This is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. It's in the description box. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. How are you doing? You've chosen this citrine chunk, and I'm going to keep your crystal right here. I would love to know if you feel blocked, or when you feel there are blockages in your energy or in your life, what are some ways in which you go about clearing those blockages? If you wanted to check out the intro, I have a section where you can connect with me, and I kind of like talk about this a little bit more in depth. Now let's get into your reading. So one of the first things that I wanted to mention was when I was shuffling your deck to prepare it for this reading, the cards like kept flying out of the deck. So as I was shuffling, they just kept flying out, and I feel like that might be because there's something trying to get your attention, or like something that needs to be released. Like specifically, I was hearing something that needs to fly out of your life, or maybe again, for some of you, it's just that something's trying to get your attention. So that could be the case. For some of you, that may not apply to all of you. Let's take a look at your oracle cards first, and then we will get your tarot cards. So we have cleansing here, we have snake, and we have pranayam. I'm pretty sure pranayam, at least from my understanding, is like welcoming, or like a greeting of welcome or something like that. Like this kind of reminds me of like opening up or welcoming in something new, or welcoming something into your life. But anyways, let's get your tarot cards. So Spirit, how can pile 3 prepare to receive their manifestations? How can pile 3 prepare to receive their manifestations? Right before this came out, I was hearing that you're already preparing. You're already receiving, you're already preparing. Interesting. Maybe you guys are already in the process of doing this, and for some of you, and that might be why that message came up, like you're already in the process of receiving, you're already open to that, you're already in that space. That might anyways, we'll see. Because if this reading is like something you're already doing, then I guess that's just confirmation for you that you're already doing it. But for many of you, I am feeling like that came out, so maybe you don't see it fully, but you are already doing this. We'll see. Spirit, how can pile 3 prepare to receive their manifestations? I keep getting the image of like openness, of receiving, of already receiving. I'll get your 2 next cards afterwards. I kind of wanted to start with this for now because I feel like there's a lot coming through already. The first things that I'm getting here is that to receive your manifestation, there does seem to be a cleansing that needs to happen. A cleansing of your energy, a releasing of old baggages, a releasing of old weights, old burdens, baggages, emotional baggages, mental baggages, pains from the past, heartaches, even people that you no longer resonate with, or people who have caused you pain, the pains themselves, releasing that. So it really, what this is giving me is like, in order to receive your manifestation, or to prepare to receive your manifestation, what you can do is focus on healing from the past. Focus on cleansing your energy of anything that has been weighing you down. Stepping into a new version of you. So maybe for some of you, that is something that you're manifesting, is like a new version of yourself, or maybe you even wrote out like who the version of you that you want to step into. And I think in order for that to happen, there does seem to be a shedding process that needs to take place. Exploring the weights that you've been carrying on for a while. This snake card especially is giving me the feeling like there's old skin that's ready to be shed, and you're ready to grow out of that. You're ready to grow out of your current circumstances. You're ready to grow. You've outgrown something. You've outgrown the pains of the past, or you've outgrown like your current circumstance. So you're ready to expand beyond that. You're ready to move out of that, and it's going to require you to, like, in order for a snake to step out of its skin when it's going through its shedding process, it has to create friction in order for that skin to then peel off, and then it like slides out. Sorry for those of you who don't like snakes, but the first thing that happens is this fogginess in the eyes. Their eyes go like this milky color, and they can't really see very well. So if you feel like you set a manifestation and now you can't really see too well, like things are kind of, you don't know what steps to take, or you don't know what to do, I think that's because instead of taking external action, you're being called to go within and see what you can release, what no longer aligns with this is coming through. So whatever you are manifesting, try to imagine or see how the version of you who already has that would show up. The version of you who already has that thing, or who has already manifested it, what are some things that they would have released? What are some things that they would no longer put up with? What are some wounds that they would have healed from? And when you get clarity on that like outcome area, or like that end result of like who you would be with this manifestation, I think it will give you insight into the things that you need to heal, into the parts of you that need to be released, or like the baggages that you've been carrying on that need to be released. I do feel like because of this 3 of Swords here, there could be weight that you've been carrying in your heart. Specifically, your upper heart center is coming through. So if you wanted to like do meditations around that, or do some specific clearing around that, that could be helpful. That's coming through. And because it's like specific to the upper heart, maybe you can look up like on YouTube upper heart clearing, or upper heart meditation, something like along those lines. For some of you, this could deal with struggles in communicating or in expressing what's on your heart. But yeah, now I feel like let's take your other 2 cards. Spirit, how can pile 3 prepare to receive their manifestation? We have the 5 of Wands here. one more card. How do you want this to fall? Okay. King of Pentacles. I am hearing that for some of you, it will be important to, we also have the Knight of Wands at the bottom. Lots of wand cards here. But I am hearing that for some of you, it'll be really beneficial to look into your finances and see what financial habits and patterns you've been carrying that no longer serve you and your future goals. So that might not apply for all of you, but that was coming through here. And something that I'm seeing with this 10 of Wands, because usually in the 10 of Wands, you have a person who's carrying a bundle of sticks and it's usually weighing them down. But in this 10 of Wands in specific, this beaver looks very happy to be moving on. They look like they're free from something. They look happy to be moving away from something. I could just be making that up, but that's what it's like. That's the image that's coming in my head, or at least that's how I'm seeing it. So I feel like there's something that you'll actually be really happy to let go of, or something that you're being directed to release that will actually make you very happy after doing so. Or like even through the process of releasing it, I feel like it will be a happy one, if that makes sense. Even if the like how can I say this? I feel like you'll feel free after or through the process of releasing this thing. It'll bring so much freedom into your energy, which will then lead you to feeling happy. So even if the process of releasing this thing might require you to do the cleansing and maybe go through your emotions and heal from any pains, I do feel like ultimately it's one that you feel happy to do. So this isn't like releasing something that you don't want to release, or like that it's like something that you enjoy. This is about releasing something that's going to bring you enjoyment once you release it, or through the process of releasing it. I hope that's making sense. I feel like with this snake card too, I'm getting another message of embodying the energy of a snake, of transformation, of being willing to release the old and move through that can really help you to open yourself up to receiving this manifestation. Being open to shedding, being open to releasing, not staying fixed in one way, or not staying fixed on one identity. Like, your identity is still fluid and changeable. It doesn't have to be set in stone. So even if there's parts of you that you feel like you've been carrying for a very long time, you don't have to carry them further. If they're no longer serving you, you can let that go. You can release that. And I think stepping into that energy of giving yourself permission that you don't have to hold on to things from forever ago just because they've been part of your identity or been part of your life. You don't have to carry it for any longer if it's no longer serving you. I think stepping into that and being okay with that, giving yourself permission, will really help you open your energy up. I think it'll also help you get out of this 5 of Wands energy of like conflict within, because it does feel like there's like a lot of conflicting energies within you, and also possibly outside of you. You might be dealing with a lot of external conflict as well. And I feel like stepping into this energy of the snake of, well, that sounds wrong, but I don't mean it in terms of being sly or anything like that, but stepping into the energy of transformation, stepping into the energy of evolution, of allowing yourself to change. You don't have to be fixed and set in stone, and your even things that you've been carrying with you for a very long time don't have to stay that way forever. They don't always have to be with you. You can release them. That option is always available to you. You don't have to stick with something just because it's been in your life for X amount of years. Like, you are allowed to let it go. And you know what's interesting? Usually with the King of Pentacles or the Suite of Pentacles is a slower moving suite. You don't really see too much imagery of fast movement. But yet with this King of Pentacles and this bull on it, bulls, when angered, can be very fast to move. And in general, they can run really quickly. So this is giving me the feeling of like being sturdy, strong, and reliable, but moving quickly. And you do have quite a few Wands cards as well. So I do feel like there's something here that requires a bit of, I don't want to say fast movement, but does require movement. And maybe it's through movement you'll get this cleansing going. Because even with the snake, like I said, with the shedding process, if they just sat still, the skin won't shed. They have to move. So I think there's something here that's trying to get you to move, bring movement and flow into your life. And through that movement and flow, you'll find this cleansing. You'll be able to do this healing and work through it. So maybe for you, healing isn't looking like just meditating and sitting in meditation. I think healing for you might look more like exercising or running or something else, like whatever movement looks like for you, creating movement in your space. Even if you can't physically move, this could be like creating movement in your space, having running water, or like the sound of running water. Something around movement is really important to help you receive your manifestation. Moving out of stuck and stagnant energy. And this stuck and stagnant energy, like this cleansing, yes, this cleansing is to clear out the stuck and stagnant energy that you may have had lingering around you or may have been carrying, like that dead weight. It's like stuck, it's stagnant, it's not moving anywhere. And I think that's why movement is going to be so helpful to you. Any type of movement you can get within, like, your abilities, because I know not everybody can move in the same ways. So whatever you're capable of doing or whatever you're capable of bringing into your life, movement is going to be so important to you. Even just moving your breath, like taking time during the day to have like sessions where you're specifically focusing on your breath. I had to sneeze. So that's confirmation. Yeah, like I think the moving will help you remove the irritations, the dense energies. So definitely getting movement in will help you heal through any weight or wounds or patterns and cycles that you may have been experiencing. I'm hearing like it's up to you to get the ball rolling. It's up to you to get that movement going. So that is the biggest thing here. To receive your manifestation, it's about creating movement and momentum in your life in whatever small ways that you can. And I think through that movement, like I've been saying, you'll be able to heal any emotional wounds or any wounds that you've been carrying, or you'll be able to release any dead weight or anything that you've been carrying that isn't serving you anymore, that's not going to align or that doesn't align with who you are becoming and who you are evolving into. Because it seems like this manifestation that you're calling in, whatever it is, it's creating an evolution within you. It's changing you. And through that change, you're growing and maturing and evolving. And part of it now, it seems, especially if you've already been doing a lot of inner work, I feel like part of it now is movement, is getting movement going in your life. And I do want to, again, like emphasize this doesn't have to be physical movement if that's not something that you can do. This could be any type of movement, getting movement going in your space, having flowing water around you, or the sound of that, or just any type of movement, moving things around in your space. Even like from time to time, move things around in your space. Don't let it just sit there and collect dust. Move it around. If you have like crystals and things like that, move them around too. They don't have to be in fixed locations, I'm hearing. Like just any type of movement that you can create will be so helpful to you and to this manifestation to bring it in. Health also does seem to be coming up here. So paying attention to your health, taking care of your health, making sure that you get the right nutrients to sleep and all the things that you need to feel your best. Or at least that to take care of yourself, because that is also coming through here, is like taking care of yourself by prioritizing your health and your well-being and your needs. Pile 3, I feel like yours has been rather straightforward. And then shoots. What's wild was while I was shuffling this deck for your reading, once I finish pile 2, I always like to shuffle the decks between piles so that I can tap it into the next pile's energy. And this one came out Mookaite Jasper. I do want to take another one, but I was reading this and now, of course, I didn't remember to mention it earlier, but now that it comes to it, Mookaite Jasper is all about new experiences. It says, the seemingly safe road is not the right one to take right now, for your soul is on the path of healing and wants you to experience fulfillment and joy. So this stone is here to tell you that life is meant to be lived, so be adventurous now. Do not hold back to protect yourself from getting hurt, for this crystal has appeared to encourage you to take the leap, take the risk, and draw confidence from knowing you have the conscious universe as your ally. Let go of your worries and your old beliefs about the dragons that await you if you dare to step out into the unknown. Risk-taking is required now, and you are fully supported in saying no to playing it safe. Obviously, I would say, like, use your discernment with that. I think, yeah, just use your discernment with that message. But I do feel like this is essentially saying, like everything we were talking about here, like there's a new version of you that's ready to emerge. There's new energy in your life that's ready to emerge, and it's not a time to be stuck or stagnant or sit. Like meditation through sitting is probably not going to be very beneficial. Like you could still find benefit in it. I'm not saying that you can't, but I feel like movement is more important for you right now. So Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 3 before we close this reading? Can I get one card? We have Chrysocolla. There is interesting balance here that's going on of like fiery type of red energy and then water type blue energy. Or this could even be like air, I guess. Blue is also associated with air. I wonder if that also refers to balance, maybe. Like, I guess taking too much fiery action and going full force could burn you out. So being balanced with it, recognizing when you need to take that action, when you need to move, and when you may need to take a break and when you need to relax could also help you. Let's see, 16, Chrysocolla. Speaking your truth, heartfelt communication, bright speech. When you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and better life for you. Chrysocolla Spirit's message for you. Clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe's love is here for you today as you choose to speak up and speak out. For you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important, for you are a unique being with your own calling and destiny, and the conscious universe expresses truth through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noise today. Chrysocolla is an excellent stone to use when we need assistance in speaking up and speaking our truth. Meditation with this stone helps open and clear the throat chakra, allowing the words of the heart to rise up and be expressed. Wasn't I saying the upper heart chakra and like your throat and your communication center? That is just confirming that. Chrysocolla teaches us to be aware that our words carry vibration through sound and asks us to be conscious of what vibration we are choosing to send out into the world. So I do feel like for some of you, through this clearing of your upper heart center, you'll be more connected to your voice, to your inner voice, and also to your external voice. And I think through that, it'll help you just be more expressive and not hold back as much. And it may even help you in healing through any wounds, because I think it'll give you the courage to address people and address conflicts. Like with this Five of Wands usually deals with conflict. So I think it'll give you the courage you need to address conflicts rather than shying away from it or like trying to avoid it out of a desire to keep peace. I think you'll be able to both address the conflicts that are necessary and resolve it in order to come to a place of peace. Rather than trying to force peace, you'll be able to truly bring the peace, if that makes sense. And I think it will also help you connect with others, because you'll be more open and honest. I think through this, you'll be really opening up and being honest. I also wanted to actually mention, I forgot while I was reading, it came up, but this Chrysocolla, the second part of that message is on page 60 and 61. Let's see. And you have number 6 here. So the number 6 could be important to you. Maybe you can look up that 6 energy. You might be seeing 6 a lot, or it's just talking about harmony. And the way to reach harmony is like, there's obviously many different ways, but part of coming to this place of harmony is not suppressing the conflicts, not suppressing conflict, but addressing it. So I think that's also important for you. Pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. It's in the description box. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. How are you doing? You've chosen this aquamarine crystal. We're going to keep your crystal right here. And I would love to know if there are any blockages in your life or any blockages in your energy centers. What are some things you do to clear those blockages out, or even to bring awareness and recognize those blockages? Like how do you start to recognize that? If you would like to leave that in the comment section, I would love to hear your answer. And if you want to see what sparked this, you can check out the intro. Now let's get into your reading. I'm going to look at your oracle cards first, and then we will get your tarot. So we have Jinamasta, which is rejuvenation, and Scorpion. It's been interesting. There's a central theme that keeps coming up in all of these piles of exploring any resistance or any frustrations that may have been coming through. That message has been coming through in all of the piles, but let's pull your cards and get more information. Spirit, how can pile 4 prepare to receive their manifestation? Whoa. Wow. We have the Magician here. It is reversed. How can pile 4 prepare to receive their manifestation? Interesting. Thank you. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom, and we have the Nine of Pentacles being reversed. These two did come out together, so Page of Pentacles. Lots of reversals in your pile. I want to say, what deeper stories are the resistance and frustrations revealing to you? I feel like I said, that's been a central theme, but especially for you, it seems to be really important. I am now just noticing that you have green tourmaline on this card, and the funny thing is that pile 5, I put the green tourmaline on that for them. So I wonder if you might be drawn to both piles, or if there's some type of connection. That's pretty interesting. So one of the first things that's coming to me is that there's a need here to be in silence, or to be in your own company, to spend some time away from the noise or the chaos. I feel like there may be a lot of like activity around you, or just a lot of maybe like things going on in your external reality. And I feel like in order for you to prepare to receive this manifestation, you need some time alone in the silence, like in a peaceful environment, so that you can get clear, first of all, on your manifestation itself, what it looks like to you, what it feels like, and just connect with that energy, connect with that space, or that feeling. But also it's deeper than that, because this is about having the peaceful environment, or the silence, and like the environment that's going to allow your subconscious to reveal to you what deeper beliefs you have stored away around this manifestation coming in. So around like receiving it. Okay, and I am also getting a very specific message that for some of you, because we have this Magician being reversed, and Jinnamasta, which the goddess Jinnamasta is like the symbolism of like removing your head from your body, so separating your thoughts from your physical reality. I feel like it may be a good time to reset those intentions, because I feel like for some of you, like you'll know if this is true, if this is something that you have been trying to manifest, or you set the intentions and like you haven't really seen the progress, like you just haven't been seeing much. I feel like it's because there's a need to reset that intention, or I don't know, because this is really weird. This goes against like how I see manifestation, so just bear with me here, because in the way I see it, like once you set the intention, it's done and it's doing its thing. But in your case, that's not really what seems to be coming through here. It seems like you may have planted a seed that didn't take root, and so there's a need to replant it, is what I'm hearing. There's a need to set that intention again, do that manifestation again, but from this time from a place of like empowerment, from a place of fullness, or like peace, like that. Those are the words that are coming through. So it's not to say that you can't have any limiting beliefs, and that's gonna mess with your manifestation or anything like that. That's not that isn't what's coming through here. I feel like you just need to enter a peaceful environment. So anything that you can do this could literally take 5 minutes of your time. It doesn't even have to be such a long, drawn out process. And that is the other thing. I feel like this time, resetting this manifestation, setting that intention again, do it from a place that feels aligned for you. Do it with a method that feels aligned for you, that doesn't feel like it's this big drawn out thing, like a chore. I think the biggest thing is like, don't make it feel like a chore. Try to find a way or a method that truly feels good for you, that puts you in a good space. Because once you're in that good space, setting that intention is very simple and very easy. And I feel like it'll take better root in that way. Not to, like, again, this is a message that it's like kind of going against my beliefs, but you know, obviously, like, my beliefs don't really count here. So yeah, I feel like there was something, like an intention that you set that didn't quite take root, and now you may be in a better place, or you're coming into a better place where you can separate your thoughts from your reality. And so set this intention in a way that feels peaceful and aligned for you. And I also do feel like it will be beneficial to dive into your limiting beliefs and subconscious as well. Like, those things can also be beneficial along this process. But the biggest thing that keeps coming through here is that something about this manifestation didn't take root. So it's a good idea to reset it, or to, reset it. Especially with this rejuvenation card, like, replant that seed. That's just, I keep hearing that, replant that seed, and this time it'll actually take root. And do it in a way, again, that feels peaceful for you, a peaceful process that doesn't feel like a chore or like something like you have to do. Because I think if you're doing it from that place, it's not that it can't happen or anything like that, it's just adding more stress to you, and I feel like that's just not necessary. I think you can do it in a way that feels good and easy and peaceful to you, and that will be far more beneficial. Then I'm hearing, stop checking for it. Stop checking it. Like, whatever it is that you're, I mean, this could be anything, but like, for example, if you're trying to manifest a specific, like, home, and you've want it in this price range, I feel like set that intention and then just let it go. Stop checking it until you feel called to it. Not like, that's why the separation from mind and body is so important, because your mind, like, in terms of your thoughts, may try to get you to keep checking it out of fear, whereas your body is going to just know, like, okay, now I need, it's not even that I need to check it, it's that I need to put this application in that example. This could be dealing with literally anything, but like, there's a message here of not checking it until you feel this calling within you to do something. Not to check it to see its status and things like that, but to take an action. Up until that point, your spirit is saying to not check on it, not to keep dwelling on it. Go and do other things. Spend time, like, exploring why these, maybe like this need to check on it keeps coming up. Where is that coming from? Where is that fear coming up? Like, you can explore those things, and I think that will help you gain more insight and clarity on your relationship with fear, and also like how fear shows up for you, and the voice and like presence it exudes in your life. That way you're able to better recognize what is fear and what is your intuition. And I'm hearing, then it's just a matter of patience, being patient with yourself, allowing the seed to root and do its thing in its own timing. Like, at that point, it's just a matter of patience, and letting that grow and do its thing. And I think the best way that you can nurture this once you replant that seed is taking care of yourself by exploring anything that comes up, any resistance, and not covering it up. Like I said, that this has been a major theme that keeps coming through, but especially in your pile, I feel like it's even more like relevant. It's not about covering it up with positive thinking or anything like that. It's about truly sitting with and exploring the root of these beliefs and these fears, and where it's coming from, what it's trying to show you. Because like I said, this is about finding out the story that this resistance or that these fears and things are trying to tell you. It's about uncovering that deeper story. also want to say that there's a really big need for you to take care of yourself at this moment, to prioritize your health and your well-being. So rather than focusing on this manifestation, and I think that's why it's important to like replant it, but then like take your focus away from it. Because I think the bigger importance here is to nurture and take care of your health and well-being, to give yourself a break, or to give yourself the rest and rejuvenation. That's funny. The rest and rejuvenation that you need to care for yourself. So like if you've been feeling burnt out, especially like if you may have been overworking yourself or something along those lines, I think this is a time to care for yourself. Tap into your needs and do what you can to meet those needs. And I'm also hearing, because like you're so worthy of being taken care of. You're worthy of pouring into yourself. And it's time you start seeing that worth. How it's more important for you to take care of yourself. Because if you don't have, like, you are obviously this, like, very important in your life, and you need to take care of your health and well-being, so you can hold space and like enjoy these manifestations when they come into your life. What good is it to have a manifestation come in and you don't feel great? Like, I think that is also something to explore, like taking care of your health, getting yourself to a place where you feel better and more at ease and at peace, I think is going to be really helpful and important. And I do feel like a lot of this has to do with balancing like your material world and your mind. So any worries and stressors on your mind, addressing those things and seeing how your material world might be impacting that. And yeah, like there's a need to look at both things, because with your cards, like you have air and you have earth here, and even with Jinnamasta, it's like, at least I see the two aspects of her, like the body and the mind, as earth and air. So those two are heavily being highlighted. There is also fire energy, because we do have Scorpion, and Jinnamasta, I can also see how she's associated with fire or rage sometimes. So I do think there's a need to explore balance between your material world and your mind, and how maybe you've been feeling a bit burnt out, like your passion isn't really there, or that may not apply for all of you, but for some of you, I'm feeling like your passions may feel a bit burnt out, or your fire might feel burnt out simply because there's not enough balance in your mind and your material world. So looking into that, and again, taking care of your health, like that's a really important thing for you to prepare you to receive your manifestation. I also do feel like with Scorpion here, something that will help you is embracing your fiery and passionate nature and pouring into it in a healthy way, giving it the time and space that it needs to be expressed. So maybe like for some of you, this could be like projects that aren't really for any specific purpose, but just to allow your creative fire to have an outlet. I think something like that could also help you in receiving this manifestation, but it's more to help you ignite a connection back with your inner flame and your inner spark. Because I'm noticing that there may have been a slight, like, again, take what applies to your situation, but for some of you, I'm feeling like there may have been a slight dousing of your inner fire. And now it will be really beneficial to connect back with that. And for others of you, if you do feel like you have your inner fire, I think it just needs to be directed. Like, it needs an outlet. And so in this way, it's not like eating you up or dwelling on this manifestation or dwelling on the wrong things. Like, it has its outlet and it's able to flow freely within you instead of being bottled up or contained. Because yeah, we also have this 8 of Swords here, so it's like containing yourself, containing your inner fire, containing your thoughts, or containing, really putting trap around you, like a steel cage around you, isn't really going to work. I really feel like this is like freeing yourself from any thoughts that are trying to keep you stuck in a box, trying to keep you where you're at in your current circumstance. By exploring it, through exploration of those thoughts, rather than trying to, like we said, cover them up, it's through exploring them, through digging them up and really seeing them. And through that process, I feel like you'll free yourself, and I think it'll free your energy and make it less, like, take this manifestation off of a pedestal. For some of you, it may be on a pedestal, and I think through this process of exploring these thoughts, uprooting them, and really seeing them for what they are, you'll take this thing off a pedestal and it'll feel far more peaceful. And maybe for some of you, this is the exact rejuvenation that you need in your energy to like bring that fire back, or to bring that passion back, to make things feel in flow again. And once you enter that state of flow, which I feel like for many of you, just resetting this intention will bring you back into that state. But once you enter that state of flow, I feel like things will start progressing much more quickly for you. Only if that applies, but just again, use your discernment and please take what applies to your situation. But again, if you haven't been seeing any progress, then that message was coming through. And I hope that doesn't scare you or anything like that, like, or make you concerned. Like, it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. You can reset that intention. It'll come in. There's no problem there. But I do feel like perhaps you've gained a little more experience. You have more understanding of what exactly you're looking for, or something like that. And maybe that's why you're being called to reset this intention with deeper understanding of what you want, or more clarity, or more details, or I don't know. This will really be like situational. But yeah, let's get your last card from Spirit. Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 4 on how they can prepare to receive the manifestation? Well, we have 2 cards, and we have Carnelian at the bottom, which Carnelian is about like passionate movement. Like, it's very much associated with the sacral and solar plexus chakras, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we have Emerald and Sodalite. I love when this card comes out, because when I was picking the name for this channel, like re-picking the name for this channel, I sat in meditation, and the first thing that came to me was the heart center and emerald. And because the heart center, Anahata chakra, is green or like emerald colored, and that's why I named it. So whenever this comes out, I think it's such a beautiful synchronicity. But anyways, let's see what the cards have to say. I feel like this is referring to your heart center. And Sodalite, I'm pretty sure it has to deal with our third eye, but it might also have to deal with the throat chakra. So maybe this like, if that message of resetting your manifestation applies to you, maybe this time centering your heart, your throat, and your third eye, like connecting to that space and that energy, and then setting that intention could also be helpful, or it might bring you into that state of peace and flow, which will then help this intention, like, it'll just what's the word, it'll put more power into the intention. This has been a very interesting reading, so please let me know if it is making sense, and I hope it's been helpful. But let's read from the guidebook. Giving and receiving love, opening your heart to friendship, embracing unity. And that is interesting that we have this Nine of Pentacles here being reversed. And usually the Nine of Pentacles is a card about independence and things of that nature. So maybe for some of you, reaching out to others, hanging out with friends, seeking like friendship, or just like spending more time with other people could be beneficial too to help you receive this manifestation. Maybe it'll take your mind off of the manifestation itself and bring you back into good company. So, or just like bring you into the present moment instead of like worrying about the manifestation. So spending time with loved ones, with friends, other people, I think will also be helpful. Love like light is experienced in many different ways, some obvious and some so subtle that we can only sense it if we quiet our minds and pay very close attention. The message of Emerald Spirit is to open to love in all its array of colors and to become a channel for its healing powers. You are always capable of tuning into radio love, so today find the frequency that you might experience and channel love. Aspire to love your neighbor as you love yourself, recognizing that love must begin within you as you connect to the conscious universe, the source of all love. Channeling love nourishes you as you experience how its healing power dissolves the darkness. Are you a love beacon today? Can you feel it? Emerald is a heart-healing stone that carries the energy of universal love. Meditation with this stone opens the heart and soothes it, allowing release of blockages brought about by painful emotions. It teaches love and compassion and asks that we carry these qualities out into the world to be shared with others. So maybe for some of you, you are also being called to like healing work. Maybe that's something that you're manifesting, is that type of like business or that type of work or something like that, or maybe connections. Like for some of you, you could be manifesting like a healing and loving connection, in which case I think connecting back to your heart and resparking that energy in your heart center can help you in this manifestation. Intentionality, conscious awareness, and awakened state, inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. A state of conscious awareness is the key to clearly communicating your intentions to the conscious universe. The message of this crystal is to be fully awake as you make choices, large and small, that will influence your well-being. It's when we fall asleep to our spiritual nature and connection with the universal consciousness that old habits return and we forget our commitment to personal transformation. Sodalite Spirit has appeared to help you wake up and notice whether you are becoming complacent and not following through as you promised yourself you would. Now is a time to reconnect with the conscious universe so that Sodalite Spirit can magnify your awareness, helping you recognize whether your conscious and subconscious intentions are in sync so that you do not get in your own way as you co-create what you desire. Sodalite teaches us to be here now rather than lost in the past or gazing into the future. Meditation with this stone allows us to experience the wisdom of our journey thus far. It encourages non-attachment and integration of all experiences, helping us to make choices in the moment from a higher perspective. So maybe keeping some sodalite or emerald with you. I know emerald is not like it, I think like really good emerald is a bit more expensive, but sodalite, they do sell that. I've seen sodalite sold pretty frequently. If you wanted to, maybe keeping that around you could be helpful when you set this intention, or just in your day-to-day. It might help you ground into the present and see a higher perspective of things, so you're not so concerned or so worried about your manifestations and whether they're happening, and like you're moving away from that worried state and moving into a more calm and peaceful state of knowing. I think that sodalite might help you with that, or just calling on sodalite's energy could help you with that. So pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. The link is in the description box. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 5. How are you doing? You've chosen this green tourmaline. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. It has been so long since I've done a 5th pile, so welcome back, Pile 5. I would love to know if you're feeling blocked in your life or in your energy centers. What are some ways in which you release those blockages or bring awareness to those blockages? If you'd like to hear how this question was sparked and like my answer, you can check out the intro. But now let's get into your reading. So there's a few different messages that were coming through that I wrote down before we get into your cards. The first thing was like any lessons that you've been going through, Spirit is saying to see them as part of the process of preparing you for your manifestations. That they aren't just putting you through the ringer for no reason, but rather it's to develop the skills and tools that you need. And if you can see it from that place, that then the lessons can be approached from an empowering place, and you might be able to see the beauty in the process. Again, this is not to like diminish any struggles or glorify it in any way, but to put you back in a position of power. I also got the message of like, you aren't lacking anything. These skills and stuff simply needed to be developed within you. Like you can't develop something that wasn't there to begin with. So you already have whatever skills and tools and things, like you have those things within you that you needed for your manifestation, or to be the person that can then hold the manifestation. It's well, this might not apply for some things, but for some of you, this is just what's coming through. Take it if it does, or don't take it if it doesn't apply. But anyways, you've already had those skills and tools within you. It was simply a matter of strengthening them and working on them so that you can develop those skills and tools. Yeah, so that was what was coming through. Now let's take a look at your oracle cards first. We have Elephant Spirit, Soul Awakening. Oh, okay, and then we have Kriya. And so this card, you're the only pile that got this deck, that I took this deck out to use, and it was specifically because this card came into my mind that I felt like, okay, maybe I should pull that deck out and for this reading. It came into my mind specifically when I was pulling your oracle cards, and so I was like, okay, maybe I can use this deck for this reading as well. Maybe there's like whatever. And then I was getting, no, not for the 4 piles, only for you. And so I was like, okay, I shuffle it, and sure enough, this card comes out. And this was the exact card that I was seeing. That's the whole reason I grabbed the deck in the first place. So yeah, I thought I would share that with you guys. Let's pull your tarot cards. Spirit, how can pile 5 prepare to receive their manifestations? Oop. Knight of Cups. How can pile 5 prepare to receive their manifestations? 3 of Cups. Whoop, that's too many. But what is that? The 9 of Pentacles. It's interesting because this is the 9 of Pentacles being reversed, and pile 4 also had the 9 of Pentacles being reversed, I believe, as their 3rd card as well. And I was saying in there that there might be some link between you and them, simply because their main card had green tourmaline and you have a green tourmaline. So if you felt called to pile 4, maybe check that out. Thank you. I feel like pulling one more for you. We have the Ace of Cups here at the bottom. This is a really, actually, I want to talk about this Ace of Cups because this is a really beautiful image here. I feel like this is about entering the state of flow, and I guess that kind of makes sense here because we do have Kriya, which is about flow. So maybe exploring what gets you into the state of flow. I know for me that's like dancing, but for you, what does that look like? What gets you into that state of bliss and flow where all other things melt away? And I think getting into that state, even once in a while, will really help you prepare to receive this manifestation. I feel like it will feed your energy. It will revitalize you. It will give you the boost that you need. It'll like water you. It's like nurturing you and pouring into you. That's what getting into that state of flow will do for you. Can I get one more card? See how pile 5 can prepare to receive their manifestations. The 9 of Cups. Lots of cup energy here. And then we have the Ace of Wands, spark of life. Yeah, like it's like what I was saying. I think it's really about entering the state of flow, getting yourself into a state where life seems to be flowing. And if you notice that when things are flowing, when things are going good, that you start to get worried, explore that. Or maybe things are flowing and then something suddenly happens to stop that or break that flow up. Explore that, because maybe there's like a bit of a fear or like a subconscious cycle or pattern of fearing flow. And so like there's some resistance to the state of flow. And I think to help you prepare to receive your manifestation, it's about exploring any resistance to the state of flow. And if that applies for you, otherwise it's just about doing more things that get you into the state of flow. Those could even be like having creative outlets, or just anything that really gets you into that state of flow. What does that look like for you? And doing more of that, bringing more of that into your life is going to help you to receive this manifestation. It's going to get you into the right headspace and energy to allow this manifestation to flow into your life. I also want to mention that this deck is slightly different. Some of the like imagery and some of the meanings are slightly different. So for this in specific, like this is the Hanged Man, but on this card it says the Mirror. I think it's because the mirror reflects our perception. It reflects back to us how we see things. One person can look in the mirror and see nothing special. Another person can look in the mirror and see the radiance around them. Another person can look in the mirror and tear themselves down and see all their flaws. So the mirror really reflects back to us only our perception of self. It doesn't really give us an accurate picture of who we are. It doesn't really give us an accurate picture of the reality of who we are, but it gives us a reflection of how we perceive ourselves. And I think that's relevant in your case, because to receive this manifestation, or to prepare yourself to receive this manifestation, it's seeing your perception of self, seeing how you truly see yourself. And because we have soul awakening, for some of you, you could have gone through a spiritual awakening, or really a period of time of really connecting to your soul and connecting back to your spirit. And for some of you, this could be a process because you may be trying to deepen and strengthen your intuition with this Trust card here. You could be trying to connect to your intuition and strengthen that relationship. All of your cards are speaking of like our intuitive flow state, the natural state of flow and intuition that we are like born into. And I feel like in order to receive your manifestations, it's tapping into that state of flow, tapping into your intuition, connecting to your soul, your spirit, and really allowing for your spirit to guide you, allowing for your soul to guide you, rather than seeking that external guidance or that external validation. I feel like to help you receive your manifestation, it's about coming back to your spirit and your soul and allowing your inner world to guide you, deepening your connection with your intuition, with your inner world. And that has also been a theme that's been coming through. I do think for some of you, because we have the Three of Cups here, this could be about like friendships and celebrating with friends, celebrating with others, enjoying good company, having fun, like, again, doing anything that really is going to get you into that flow state. I also feel like this will help you manage and take care of your responsibilities. Like entering this flow state, the more often you are able to enter this flow state, the more you'll notice that you're able to manage your responsibilities without it feeling so burdensome or without it feeling so heavy. Like even if it's a bit of a struggle, it seems like entering this flow state is going to give you the energy to deal with it. And I also want to add that through this state of flow, it seems like your schedule will be changing, or there's more flow in your schedule. Maybe even looking at your schedule and seeing where you can create more flow there could be helpful. I feel like something that once took you a long time to do is now taking you less time because of this state of flow. And with this elephant here, I'm getting the feeling that if you can explore obstacles from a place of like information to what's going on in your inner world, rather than seeing them as something that's trying to derail you, I feel like it'll put you back into this state of flow. It'll put you back into the state of empowerment. And that is also coming through again here. Is like part of preparing to receive your manifestation seems like empowering yourself by realizing you have what it takes to manifest whatever it is that you want. You already have the tools, the skills, and those things. Even if you may have to develop those things, you still have them. Again, like I said, you can't develop anything that didn't exist in the first place. It has to have existed in order for it to be developed. So you already have all those things. And even if you have to go through a period of developing them, I think if you can see that development process as an empowering one, it'll keep you in this state of flow, or at least it will help things flow smoothly. You feel like this is the process of learning to trust your intuition, learning to trust your ability to manifest, learning to trust in you, learning to trust in your skills and in your ability to take the actions that you need to take and set the intentions that you want, like learning to trust in yourself. I think this in order to like receive your manifestation, or to help prepare you to receive your manifestation, it's learning to trust in yourself. And that's what this state of flow is really getting you to do, because once you enter that state of flow, you'll notice right away if there's a lack of trust, you'll start to feel uncomfortable with the state of flow. There will be resistance that comes up, and exploring those things will show you and give you deeper insight into your relationship with flow and with the trust in your life, and your relationship with your intuition. How strong is your connection to your intuition? I think just strengthening that, connecting to that, and entering the state of flow are the ways that you can prepare to receive your manifestation. Because I also feel like for you, it's like once you connect to your intuition and trust it fully and enter that state of flow, you'll know when you need to take actions. You'll know right away. Like it won't even be something you think about. It's just something that you will act on, and it'll just build a stronger sense of trust, so you're less burdensome or less stressed out with when is it going to happen, how is it going to happen, am I doing everything right, do I need to do more or less, or like it'll put less stress on you through this process of trusting yourself, through this process of really building that trust and faith with yourself, because you are the co-creator. You are the one with the skills and the tools, and the guidance comes to you. Like, you have it within you. So as soon as you start to build and strengthen that trust and enter that state of flow, there's nothing that you can't manifest. Whatever you want, you can easily manifest. And for some of you, you may already know all of this, and maybe it's just like life has happened, and of course, we don't live in a perfect world where everything is always in the state of flow. Like, life happens and sometimes we get out of it. I think if you have been struggling, maybe this is just a reminder, like, get back into that state of flow, because once you're in that state of flow, even for 5 minutes, it's going to make a huge impact on you and your energy and your ability to receive this manifestation. Like, it just opens things up for you. Even if it's only 5 minutes in a day. If you, like I said, for me, it's dancing. So even if you can only do that 5 minutes out of your day, and that 5 minutes is spent in a state of flow, that's all it takes. You don't need to do it constantly. It doesn't need to be an all-day thing. It's just however much time you can get into that state of flow. I feel like it's in this state of flow that you truly surrender. You don't have to do more. You don't have to do all these external things. You surrender, like, you take the actions that's required of you and you surrender. I think that's the biggest thing too here, is like, this state of flow will allow you to feel more at ease, surrendering and letting go, and letting things unravel and do their thing without feeling the need to constantly do or constantly check or constantly be on the lookout. Like, you can just live your life with this 3 of Cups. You can go out, you can enjoy, like, and have faith and trust that when you need to take that action, you will get that strong feeling and you will do it. So you don't have to keep worrying about it. It doesn't have to occupy space in your mind. It doesn't require a lot of like mental stress and effort. Like, even if, for like this example is randomly coming through. Let's say, like, for some of you, you have stocks. This is just an example. I'm not giving financial advice. But let's just say that you specifically wanted to purchase this one stock at this, like, and you were waiting for it to drop down in price or something like that. By entering this state of flow, you can go out and enjoy your life. You can do what you need to do. Take care of yourself, enjoy your life. You don't have to sit there and constantly stress about it, constantly worry about it, constantly check it, because you know and have faith and trust that when it drops down, your intuition is going to alert you. And you have faith and trust in yourself to pick up on that alert and go check it, if that makes sense. That's just the example that's coming through, but this could apply to literally anything. I just feel like the biggest thing for you is entering that state of flow, letting go and enjoying your life, going out and doing your things, and no longer having to carry this like weight of constantly checking on it, constantly doing, constantly feeling the need to like micromanage it, is kind of what it feels like. You don't need to do that. You can just let it go and know that your wish is it's gonna happen. It's gonna unfold, and that state of flow is going to bring you exactly where you need to go. It's like when a river is flowing, if you put a stick on that river, it's gonna flow down with the current. And just like that, you release your manifestation, you let go and you surrender to that state of flow, it's gonna naturally take you to your outcome with little effort and like on your part, you know, apart from like you taking care of the actions that are required from you. I feel like that keeps wanting to come through. I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, but entering that state of flow is going to help you to prepare to receive this manifestation. And I think it's even more than that. I think it's just to help you really connect and trust your intuition, trust you, trust your skills, trust your own abilities and your energy and your connection to the divine, your connection to source, your connection to universe. Trust in that. Trust in the strength and power of that, and trust in the strength and power that you hold to bring that into your physical world without having to actually like force it. It's just like this surrender. you might notice too in your life that the more you surrender, the easier things become. And obviously there's a time and place where surrender is not necessary. You know, use your discernment. Sometimes that's not, but like in the case of your manifestation specifically, you might notice that the more you surrender, the easier it becomes to manifest. For you especially. So Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 5? How can they prepare to receive their manifestation? I love that this came reversed because I'm going to honor that. Typically, Big Spirit is about like action and going forward, but the fact that it came reversed, I think, really speaks to this. But for some of you, maybe the action is getting you into the state of flow. So I guess you could honor both sides of it. I think it's like I was originally saying, doing whatever gets you into that state of flow. For some people, it is taking action. Like I said, for me, it's dancing. Dancing is a form of action. So whatever that looks like for you, I feel like it's honoring that. But let's just read from the guidebook for this. Drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. There's a time to hesitate and a time to move forward with conviction, courage, and total determination. And that time is now. Big Spirit has arrived to tell you to take a deep breath and move full speed ahead with forceful action on behalf of your own healing. Be fierce as you push through obstacles with laser focus, for nothing will stand in your way. You are meant to feel driven at this moment, to break free of the chains binding you to unhealthy patterns. Advocate for yourself unapologetically and be unshakable in your belief that you are worthy of achieving your goal. The conscious universe, the force that propels you, is always there for you as your ally. Now is the time for fearless action. Sail on. Big Spite is a rare red form of beryl. Due to its rarity, only small specimens can generally be found. However, even a little piece packs a big punch. Big Spite is an excellent stone to increase self-esteem while simultaneously giving us the courage and energy to take action on our own behalf. So I do feel like this is action from a place of flow. I feel like that is an important distinction. This is action from a state of flow, or to get into a state of flow, not forceful action where you feel like you're working against the current. Pile 5, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. I feel like I do want to mention, I think the reason I was called to take you like a pile 5 in specific, even though some of these messages were kind of sprinkled through the other readings, is because yours is very specific, like about entering the state of flow. And I think it was really important for those of you drawn to this pile to know that and get that message in specific for you. So yeah, anyways, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. The link is in the description box. And if you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye.